What's up, guys? Welcome to the podcast. We got it going for you today. We're going to talk about all those new jeans. Car, what's up?
What's going on?
How you doing?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
Good. We're doing good, man. What's up, Will?
What's up?
Good, man. So, and of course,
What's up, guys?
How you doing, man?
Very good, very good. How about you guys?
Good. We're doing good, man.
Great.
Well, all right, let's see here in the comments. If anyone has any questions as well for DPR Antoine, because he does work with NBK too, they're into this together. What's up, James? We got Paul in the house.
What's up, everybody?
What's up, Eric? How you doing? Let's see here. No, it definitely was not my fault while we were running late.
100% was.
Not, but you were getting your pastels ready. You already know. And what's up, Golf? So, all right.
My phone is.
So right now, there was a podcast earlier and stuff going over the gorilla gene and saying how it was the same as HRA. So we're going to go ahead and clear the air with this a little bit and stuff like that. So do you want to tell us a little bit like what you found out with that? Because haven't you tried to make a gargoyle and stuff?
Yeah. Well, I mean, realistically, everybody that talks about gorilla has to understand that we've probably hatched maybe 10 clutches of gorilla in the last 10, 15 years. So we don't have a lot of data to base our information on. So we have very few samples. But for everything we've seen, and I work personally with heteroexanthic, NBK Reptiles has some heteroexanthic. We both work with the gene, and to light something to us that gorilla was something completely different. It obviously, like, there was some resemblances, but just that level of darkness that we've seen with gorilla, I have never seen it with any heteroexanthic that I work with. And my line is directly from Corey Woods. I've bought plenty of heteroexanthic from Corey Woods, and even Corey Woods said it was a different thing. But again, we still need that breeding trial, those samples, and everything to have all the answers. Is it similar? Is it very different? Reactively? Right. I don't know.
Correct. And I don't know if anyone that's heard either. There's also been a rumor that's saying that it's like genetic blackback too.
Yeah.
Is out there as well. So I don't know if they addressed that as well, but obviously that's a very lower end type, gene. It looks kind of similar. It does with HRA, but me having one and stuff, it does lighten up with age.
Yeah,
I've noticed.
Yeah, our GHI gorilla that we have also lighten up. The blackhead gorilla is definitely the one that kept those pure black. Like, I took some pictures today, and that thing is just freaking dark. Like, it's crazy. Like, I was looking at it with my staff, and we're both like drooling on the snakes. Like, seriously. That's not a het red blackhead. Like, that's just crazy.
Right.
And also, like, that podcast, not saying anything bad about it. I listened to the whole thing, and you know what? Like, I called one of the guys that was doing the podcast maybe an hour before, and I just wanted to get some informations going to them because basically they're going to do a podcast without talking to me. So it's kind of, But at the end of the day, everybody's entitled to their own opinion, which is fine. Right. It's part of the industry. It's part of the hobby, which is okay. I'm not going to go and fight on everyone about, you should think the same as me and my gene is this or that. Like, we're not here for that. I think that the proof's in the pudding. We're just going to work our animals and do the great pairings and whatnot and show everybody that, we have something crazy and different. So,
correct. 100%.
Exactly.
Yep, 100%. I mean, and that's the part of it, that's the fun of it, to seeing what it is,
Yeah, 100%.
It's not so much, like, was it similar? I don't know, like, if it's new or whatever, if it ends up being new and all this, proven outcomes would be, because you haven't, you did try to hit the gargoyle, correct?
Exactly. So
it did not look like a gargoyle.
Exactly. So we made the cinnamon gorilla. I've sent you some pictures of those.
Right.
And the shiny gorilla just basically, it was not as reactive as the GHI or the blackhead version, but it basically made a very white dorsal and much more crisp animal. But the dorsal is very, very wide. Again, is it just influenced from something else. I don't know. We'll have to repeat some pairings. We'll have to breed those animals to see are they really cinnamon gorillas. But if you compare the look of the one we are thinking are cinnamon gorillas compared to gargoyles, they're not even close. They're not even close. The gargoyle, I hatched a gargoyle this year, like just a gargoyle head clown. I was looking at it today. It's just full stripe along the back of the animal. The gorilla cinnamon, just white dorsal, no spots, no stripe. So there's a lot of differences, and some I think that being kind of excluded the podcast of the podcast prior to that, some of the heteroexanthic combos that they were showing, either they were not the combo they were saying, or it was just not something that looked like every other heteroexanthic that I've worked with. Okay. Like I've seen heteroexanthic blackheads. They don't look like the one I have. Like the gorilla blackhead doesn't look like any heteroexanthic blackhead. Same as the GHI and whatnot. Again, you can find the craziest quality chocolate and compare it to a stranger and say, look, it's the same thing. Debatable. You have to look at the picture. You know?
Right. We'll be showing some pictures of these genes and stuff too, guys. So just stay tuned. We're just so like with the genetic blackback theory too. Okay, are you doing anything to prove that different?
I mean, genetic blackback is a very, very underground gene. The first time I've actually heard of the gene was when someone said, "Oh, it actually looks like your gorilla." So I did a little bit of research and I looked into it, and it does look similar. It does look very similar, but again, there's so little of it that's been made in combos that I just don't have the sample. I don't have any myself. So what do I have to compare? Honestly, not much. So it's really hard to say like, oh yeah, it's the same thing. Well, I don't even know really what genetic blackback is. So it's hard to compare on those two.
So I bring this up because I'm going to do the work for you.
Oh, yeah.
I actually have I picked just for this reason after I heard this. And courtesy of Carr, because Carr went in on this with me and stuff.
Awesome.
So we did decide to go in, and we do have a granite
genetic blackback.
Can
we see it?
It is a girl. And we're gonna breed it to the gorilla. We're gonna find out if it's the same or not, because you're not going to have those shed tests for a couple of years and stuff. So someone has to do it.
Yeah.
So this is what we're gonna do to try to help prove this out, and we'll try to help Antoine out here, as you know, he tries to prove out other things. You know, so let's see if I can find her.
I was gonna say I don't think it's the same.
I honestly don't think it is either.
But because I'm the one who went and picked up the snake. And it just, to me, it's nowhere near as dark.
Yeah.
So, you know, but it could also be a lyric to it too. You know, you just
the one you have is granite blackback.
Granite blackback.
Yes. Granite. Now the granite, I kind of question.
Yeah.
That was the least gene we could find for a genetic
least gene that we could find.
Gotcha. I see some similarities, obviously. I see the dorsal stripe. The alien heads are similar. The white highlight, those things are similar. But again,
So
I still think it's different, though. Yeah.
So we're gonna find out for sure. So this is a girl, and we're gonna breed her, raise her up, and breed her to the GHI gorilla, guys. We're gonna find
awesome.
I was gonna say, because I saw the GHI gorilla when it was roughly that size. And compared to that one, that one's nowhere near as dark.
No, I've seen the gorilla in person. Yeah. It's definitely a lot darker.
But I mean, I'm saying even because the gorilla's gotten lighter. Even
he might be in shed right now.
Even when we first picked that up from Anton and Kinley, it was much darker.
Yeah. Oh yeah, hatchlings, they were crazy dark.
Yeah, Mike.
Crazy dark.
Yeah, that's crazy dark. So that's why I decided to, and you know, this is why I brought you on the podcast too, and because I said we are doing the gorilla project and stuff as well. I know that you have other genes out there.
Yeah.
But like I know a lot of the controversy I'm hearing right now is, you know, those two things with it being HRA and or similar to it, and the genetic blackback, and I know you don't have genetic blackbacks. Like I said, that's why me and Carl.
I'm glad you're actually doing it. It's perfect. It just brings more knowledge to the table. Yes. That's all it's about. Really.
100%. Right. So I figure, you know, if you want to be a legit breeder, you got to do, you know, it legit ways. After we talked about it, after me and Carl have a conversation with it. So this is what we're gonna just do. Like you know,
and
makes it fun.
Even on our end, we have some pairings that are not necessarily the direction we want to take the project in, but we need some answers. So we're doing some pairings to actually figure something out and you know, try to have a better understanding of what we're working with. Not necessarily where I want to go, but some of the things we have to do.
Correct. And this is the same thing now, like that we're with the Mackenzie and Zebra stuff right now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Right. There's some pretty crazy stuff going on in the side view of what people are breeding and stuff.
Yeah.
I think they're similar. I could see them being. I mean, they could be polygenic.
Yeah.
Those crazy things. So but I think that they're different, man.
Yeah, I've seen some for a long time. I've seen, you know, Mackenzies in shows and some super, and I've never really been impressed that much with it.
Right.
I've seen recently some visual super Mackenzie. It was a super Mackenzie Enshi and a super Mackenzie Butter, and they looked very good, like really, really good. But at the end of the day, it's always like, you know, you promote the project, you do your marketing, you do your branding, you do the work, bringing your combos and your project and whatnot. And even if, you know, Adam did the best job at bringing the Zebra project to the table,
right?
Someone comes in and says, oh, Mackenzie is the same. They test, it's the same thing. People are still going to buy Zebra over Mackenzie as far as for their project. It's a little bit the same as Hurricane, Trick, and whatnot. They're the same thing, but it's like, you know, they selectively bred for a nicer quality and made it just the best of the best. So at the end of the day, it's like, if Zebra has a better name, better branding, I'll go with Zebra.
So we talked about this too. Like, do you think that's going to drive the prices up then on the Mackenzies?
Could be.
Or do you think it's going to drop the prices of the Zebra? Or do you think we're going to meet in the middle?
I don't necessarily think it's going to drop the price of the Zebra. It would probably like speed up the process of creating more things with the Zebra.
Right.
If it is actually the same thing, I don't think that tomorrow or next year you're going to be able to buy a Zebra female for $2,000. But I do think that maybe, you know, things could speed up a little bit if Zebra and Mackenzie are the same thing. But, you know, we'll see.
I mean, I can see it leveling out just because there's a lot of Mackenzie out there.
Right.
So if they're the same, that adds more.
Yeah, exactly.
To it.
It's probably just going to meet in the middle. You know what I'm saying? With
that's how I'm thinking too.
When Mackenzie come up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But again, there's also the question of like, you know, why are the Zebras so reactive and so visual where for the Mackenzie for the longest time, you know, they were kind of under the radar. There's always that, you know, is it just a better line? Is it just, you know, for me personally, if I have to stick with something, if the Mackenzie is super cheap and the Zebra is expensive, but the Zebra looks fantastic, guess where I'm going to go?
It does.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So
I don't think they look exactly.
No, they don't. They don't.
It's how they age. I think Zebras get better with age.
I mean, I've been fooled with some photos that Glenn sent me before Mackenzie's.
Like,
you know what I mean? I think it's a Zebra, but
I saw
it
the
depends on the
Mackenzies at
combo.
that one show we did, and they don't look nothing like a Zebra.
So, I mean, those were poor quality ones.
Yeah.
Right.
So, the good quality ones, like the pictures, like I said, I've shown pictures with Carr, and I'm like, he's like, dang it, that's gonna be dude, that's a Super Mackenzie or something. You know what I mean? Like it's similar, but I like to see like how it ages and stuff because like I know Zebra, like it gets whiter with age and it looks really good.
Yeah,
it does. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll see. As far as like where my Zebra is at, I think she's pretty close. So we're gonna
have to wait.
She's like
close. Yeah, she's
probably. So who'd you pair her with, by the way?
So it was a leopard DG hypo boy.
Oh, nice. There you go. Sick.
So I have not seen triple heads yet made with the Zebras. So
just double heads.
I think DJ in South Africa did make the triple hypo DG Zebra. I think so.
Oh, nice.
I think so. Or it is with Clown.
I've seen it with 3, but it wasn't the hypo DG stuff.
Maybe you're right.
I think it was Clown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. I don't know. But yeah, so hopefully.
Nonetheless, it doesn't matter who's the
It don't matter. Yeah, it don't matter. So it's just something fun.
Yeah.
So hopefully we hit the sex odds.
It's only a triple head. It's not the triple visual.
No, there you go. Absolutely.
Yeah, I want to freaking I want to give away one pair. And not give away, but I'd sell one pair if I had the odds on it.
Sick.
Yeah. So, all right. So let's talk about a little bit about some of these jeans real quick. So we're gonna go over the cantaloupe jean, guys.
Cantaloupe.
That
Yeah.
looks delicious.
All right. So first one, what are we seeing here?
Wow.
This one is from the first clutch of our first proven super cantaloupe. So this is a female super Enchi pastel cantaloupe yellow belly head hypo.
Okay.
Okay.
219. If you guys have any questions too, please put them in the chat.
So
That's beautiful.
basically for the cantaloupe, the main things you're going to see is extremely clean sides.
Okay.
And when it's paired with yellow belly, the flames are really, really intense. And you'll see some flames even if there's no yellow belly involved. But as soon as there's cantaloupe and yellow belly, I call them like the shark teeth. Like it's really like a huge, like wide base flame. It's really, really epic.
Okay.
Like the one right there behind the neck.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you see them.
Yeah.
The ones
So,
you see
do you think that pastel goes really good with cantaloupe? Then it looks like it.
It makes them age very, very well. And we're talking about zebra, and I'm kind of bringing it at the same time. We have a zebra head hypo, and he's going straight to this female. So
Yeah.
we're doing cantaloupe, hypo, zebra with pastel and whatnot. We want to see those flames, those thick bands of the zebra with the pastel, the Enchi and whatnot. So we bought the zebra actually expressively just for the cantaloupe project.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha, that makes sense. All right. And we have another one here.
Yeah, that's a Orange Dream Enchi cantaloupe. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah. So cantaloupe and OD, they kind of look a little bit like a super OD without obviously like the single gene cantaloupe is not orange whatsoever. So, but the reaction of them together kind of look like a super. And again, on this one, you can still see some nice flames on that snake at the same time.
Yeah.
Like almost a high intensity OD.
Yeah, almost looking like something similar to that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That one's got a dark head too.
It does.
Yeah. It's cool how it goes from like dark from the head down, and then it kind of gets lighter as you get closer.
Yeah,
to
the lower part of the snakes usually are actually lighter. Yeah.
Okay.
So you can see the super.
Oh, yeah.
You see the super Enchi pastel cantaloupe hypo to the pastel OD cantaloupe.
The OD Enchi cantaloupe. No.
Oh, OD Enchi cantaloupe.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the super Enchi part of it really cleans it up.
Yeah.
I think the pastel helps it.
Yeah, the pastel does.
Honestly, the pastel helps. I mean, it being super Enchi and all, but
Yeah. Every single time we've discovered a new combo, the pastel version is better. Always.
There's a good place for pastel to go.
Absolutely.
yeah.
Yep.
All right, so we got another one here.
This is Enchi Super Cantaloupe.
So that's. I wish I can blow that up more. I wish that would have worked out more.
Yeah, so that's some of the first supers that we've made, and there's no OD in the pairing whatsoever. That's that was Enchi Cantaloupe to pastel Enchi Yellow Belly Cantaloupe. So no OD, but the colors are just stupid.
Right.
Felix wants to know, what was your first thought when you seen someone tattooed his face on their forearm?
What? I don't know.
What?
What?
Did someone get a tattoo of your face?
Yeah,
Honestly, if someone
Dude,
gets
that's like the all. I'd be. God,
if
What?
someone gets a tattoo of my face on the forearm, they get like 30-40% discount on DPR for life. Yeah.
man.
Damn.
I feel like you got.
I'm going out to get that tattoo
of my
there.
face.
There you go, man.
It'll go.
That's
I'll
crazy.
put it. I won't be on my forearm. It'll be right there.
Sick. There
Oh,
you go.
okay.
Got to be at least like 3 by 4 inches.
Oh, hell,
3x4. Yep.
Yeah.
We got.
Yo, yeah, that's
Yeah, this is one
nice.
of my favorite of all time. This basically is the interaction of OD, yellow belly, and cantaloupe together. So you see the very wide flames. The base is just super, super wide, and addition with pastel and Enchi. So that's OD, yellow belly, cantaloupe, Enchi, pastel.
Wow.
So you get more flamings with the yellow belly then?
Yeah, you do. It just broadened the flames like crazy, and that animal, honestly, even now, like it looks like a desert ghost. The black
I was
on
gonna
the
say,
head,
I thought it had Desert Ghost in it.
the black
That
on the
thing's
head,
bright.
so crisp. It is just stupid. This animal is just purely insane.
That's not edited, is it?
Nope, no, that's raw. That's raw pick.
Okay.
No filters. Yeah.
No filters. Just checking.
Wow.
Yeah, I think it's badass.
That's very nice.
And you're gonna be in Tinley in October, correct?
Correct. Yeah, this boy's gonna be there.
Oh wow.
Oh, he's gonna be there, so you guys
Yeah.
can see him in person.
100%.
Yeah, I can't wait to see that one in person.
God, I might have to make it to Tinley in October then again.
Yeah, you can come visit again, dude.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
We already went over there.
Come on.
What was your opinion on the Zebra Mackenzie being the same? If you go back a little bit,
We were just talking about that.
Yeah, I think I've seen some Super Mackenzies that did look like zebra, but as far as general thing, I am not 100% convinced. Are they working very similarly? Yes. Could they be the same thing, just different quality? Possibly. But as we said before, if you want to invest in something, just buy the highest quality, the nicest example of whatever you want to find. You want to work Hurricane, just Hurricane Trick, Blitz, whatever, just buy the nicest one. It's
like acid confusion type thing.
Yep, same thing. Just buy the nicest quality, and if you think they're the same, and you see some crazy Super Mackenzie, go for it. And if you think they're not the same or just different lines, just buy whatever is the nicest.
I mean, that just comes down to the quality.
Always.
In general, even if it turns out to be not the same, you still want to buy the best quality.
100%. Yep.
Whatever
you're working with.
I mean, we'll find out in time, I'm sure. That's gonna be, and that's why me and freaking Carr sat there. I'm like, we'll never know. Like, you can have that debate. Like, I don't want to hear that debate forever, like I am with the Zebra Mackenzie stuff.
Yeah.
No, that's why I was like, let's just buy this one and let's just shut down the argument.
We'll just shut it down.
Yep.
Now I'm not gonna lie. Like, me and Carr were looking at pictures with it and stuff too. And if we get something that looks like that Super, because this, what was it that we found online, Justin, that looked like? It was it kind of looked like the Super Gorilla. What he thought was. Remember that?
Oh, what was that? It was like a genetic blackback, and then it was something else though. I can't remember. Was it blackhead? No,
I don't remember what it was. I have to go back.
There's not a lot out there really to compare to genetic blackback because nobody works it.
Yeah,
I was gonna say the only thing I saw when I looked up genetic blackback was the one you got and the other one the guy had.
Yeah,
I found a genetic blackback ultramel. That thing was all right, but I mean, you can't really compare.
Yeah. I think everything that I was seeing was that like the genetic blackback stays black where the gorilla does not.
It gets lighter.
It does. It gets lighter with age. Yep. Correct.
Okay.
Do you guys have any questions for him so far? You have any, Carr?
I mean, not really. I mean, what are you trying to work for this year with the gorilla? Are you putting it into recessives or anything?
Yeah, we're dabbling into a few recessive. NBK's collection, for the most part, was mostly like a wholesale collection. They were producing animals to sell to pet stores and whatnot. So there's not like very stacked hypo female or stacked white or whatever. Since I arrived and started managing his collection in 2017, we started to, try to work on that opposite end and add some nicer stuff, but not at the same speed as I'm doing, in my own collection. So a lot of the animals that are there are more on the simple stuff, which is actually good for Dinker.
Right.
Because you can climb the ladder very slowly and you don't breed a 6-banger to a gorilla and then you have no fucking clue what you have.
Exactly. Right.
So we kind of do it step by step, but we're adding, like, right now, as far as clutches that we know either are dropped or like are ovulating and whatnot, we have Cypress, Stranger, Mojave, Spot Nose, Enshi. We have, and in the recessive, we're getting hypo, 2 or 3 cultures of het hypo, some Answer, Desert Ghost, Clown, and maybe some Ultramel and Pipe.
Okay. Nice.
You're still doing very limited release on that, aren't you?
Yeah. So the whole idea is just to get like we were actually looking at everything. Like, I'm just thinking it down on everything we're doing, but we're probably going to have like 8 clutches this year. So still very limited amount. And we're just going to hoard a lot of things and trying to understand what we have, hold back the nice combos and try to shoot for, if we make Gorilla Stranger, we want to make the Super Gorilla Stranger. We want to make the Blackhead Gorilla Stranger.
We want to see if it's a Lilac or something,
Exactly. So we need to be thinking about ourselves first and the investors and whatnot, and just like keep our things and, take care of each other that way.
Yep. So that's why I'm kind of, I'll stay in the loop with Antoine and stuff like that with the Gorilla projects. Is obviously I'm in it, you guys. I was one of 4 that did grab it. And that's why I'm going to help out and do the genetic black bag thing.
100%. That's perfect, and I like it. Like
but that's less work that he has to do, and it makes it
perfect.
Like,
Yeah,
like, this is what we're going to do. Like we're going to put this to the end. So real quick, since we're talking gorilla,
there you go. Actually, nice that you pulled this one out. If we prove the super form, the super is going to be called the silverback. That's 100%.
Oh, there we go.
Nice.
Yeah.
Super is going to be called the
Like it.
silverback. That's 100%. Yeah.
Yep. That's what's
And the first gorilla hypo, gorilla ghost, needs to be called Harambe. That's for sure. Also.
Yeah, okay, I got you. Nice. There we go.
All right, guys. Real quick, we're gonna do a quick little break. Real quick. Hang on. Got a little video for you guys.
All right. That gorilla blackhead is just silly crazy.
It is.
Yeah.
I love
And
that
it's still-
steak. That,
yeah,
I
it's
could
just
look at that
dark,
for a
man.
while.
Yeah. All right. So what we got here? We got
Cinnamon. That is the cinnamon gorilla.
so that would technically be your gargoyle.
That
Right.
would be technically the gargoyle, but I've had
That's
plenty
way
of
different from a
and
gargoyle.
It just doesn't add up. I mean,
Nope.
it's not the most reactive of the gorilla we made. Is it 100% gorilla? I'm not 100% on this is 100% a cinnamon gorilla, but man, that stripe.
It's pretty freaking close. I mean,
I would be comfortable saying that.
I'd be pretty comfortable saying it is. I don't know what you guys think in the
Exactly.
comments to see what you guys think.
I don't
I
think
mean,
that's
you got the
cinnamon.
really
Cinnamon.
dark dorsal on it, and then you got the nice flaming, the white
Yeah.
sides on there.
Exactly.
You
And
know,
that thing is head clown also, so that's pretty cool.
Oh,
wow,
okay.
okay.
Yeah.
Nice. So it's a little brighter from the head now, maybe.
Yeah.
But it's still all that white coming up.
Exactly.
Inside
That's
the
what
hand.
the
It's
white.
not. I was gonna say that's not all from the het clown, and that's
No,
not.
it's
just
not.
cinnamon.
Not at all.
Nah,
That's
it's
very,
It's not just cinnamon.
yeah, that's very characteristic of the
Mhm.
the GHI Grove, the white coming up on it and stuff like
Yep.
that. Like it's very intense.
Well, if it was gargoyle, I feel like the pattern would be just a little bit different too.
Yeah, and you would have a very different pattern and a stripe on the back. So
Right.
The pattern's
for that.
completely different in a gargoyle. Ain't it?
Yeah.
So again, guys, a gargoyle is a HRA and cinnamon,
correct.
and then if gorilla was kind of the same as HRA, you would have got something similar to a gargoyle to prove
Yep.
that out, and obviously he did
Yeah.
not.
And it would be allelic. So when we breed this thing, we'll know for sure because we'll either get
Correct.
gorilla or cinnamon or whatever.
So we're going to know for
Oh,
sure.
gotcha.
Yes. So that's very good information too. That's a very good point too, Antoine. So that's something else that they're doing to prove that out too, to see if it's allelic now with cinnamon
Yeah.
or anything like that. So either if it is allelic, he'll get either GHIs and cinnamons, or
Yeah,
If
see
you
like
get
that
both
stripe
of
on
them.
the dorsal, 100%.
I don't know if I can get that. To show
I
up.
was like, what are you
Yeah.
doing over there, Will?
That's right. The dorsal.
I'm trying to get that to show up.
Yeah, that's too bright. Can't
that's
see
way
nothing.
too bright.
Hold on, I'm working on that.
Who you trying to show?
That's the
Gargoyle?
gargoyle. Yeah.
See that,
Oh,
that
okay.
stripe
Yeah,
on the
the pattern's
dorsal? That's
different.
difficult.
Pattern's way different.
That was way different.
And the kit, my computer camera is not picking it up. It's this. The gargoyle is more of a brown, like a chocolate brown.
Yeah.
Yeah, the color's different too. That is
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
There's no white coming up. I would not say anything.
I would say the
Yeah.
gorilla one's darker for sure. Yeah.
This was
Yeah.
the picture here is darker, 100%.
Yeah.
Totally different colors, even.
You know, but you know, like they say, polymorphism is a bitch at times. So you know,
Yeah.
that's how we breed.
That's a big jump.
That'd be a big jump. It would
Yeah,
be.
it's quite a different from
Be quite different,
polymorphism
but
right there.
you know,
There's
let me
no
see if it's
stripe
allelic
going
though.
down the
I don't
curve.
think they're. Yeah, I don't think that they're the same by any means.
no,
not one bit.
Similar,
different.
but working
Similar but different.
I could see.
different.
I could see the genetic black back more than that.
I agree.
Yep. Yep.
100%. So
But I think
that's going to be a
for-
huge test that we're going to end up doing.
Let's say that
I have to put your genetic
Next
black
year-
back.
let's say like next year we discover for the first time cinnamon and black pastel at the same time. How many people do you think would claim they're the same thing?
Right.
everyone would be, dude, they're the same fucking thing.
Yeah,
It's
same
the same thing. Then, you just need
But that is close.
It is very close,
Those
but
are
they're
very
so different.
Yeah.
They work so differently. To get
It
in
is.
Clown, they work so differently. With Orange Dream,
yeah.
they work differently. With Bungo, they work differently. With Puzzle, like just completely two different genes. That
I was just saying on the visual.
Similar, very similar.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's a topic too, real quick. Actually, we'll go into this here after we get done talking about the gorilla, but I do have a good question for you.
Okay.
All right. So we got Blackhead.
Yep. Blackhead, Gorilla, Het Lav.
Yes. I think a lot of people have seen this. Like,
Holy cow.
that's so dark, dude. Like, are you trying to get that into
That almost looks
you
like
have
a
other
super.
Blackhead combos with it, like that add to it, like Blackhead, like
Next year, this boy is going to a Blackhead Mojave. So just like pure jet black,
Do you have any plans?
Sorry?
Do you have any plans of putting it to mahogany?
There's no mahogany in NBK's collection.
okay.
I have some in my own, but for that, I need to get the gorilla myself.
Oh, that's right. So you're promoting NBK's Brian, which is Brian, you guys, if you don't know. Why are you more the spokesman more than him?
Sorry?
So why are you more of his spokesman than him? Like,
just because I'm more dialed into genetics and with the ball python high-end industry than he is. He's mostly like his main focus is corn snake, colubrids, scaleless corns. You want to talk scaleless corn, go to chat with him. If you want to talk genetics with ball pythons, like he knows the genetics, but you'll lose him quickly. Like he was breeding for wholesale, correct? So it's not a cutting edge breeder as far as the plan, the project. And that's why we work together so well, is because, he has the collection with all the dinkers and I have the vision and that experience on this end. So that's why we make it work that way.
okay.
Makes sense.
Gotcha. I just wanted to bring that up so people know like, what's going on. So if they don't, I've talked to you a lot. I think I've talked to you more I've talked to you in person a lot. So
and you've met him.
Yeah. So that's the Blackhead. Like I said, we just had someone also said,
that's gorgeous.
What about putting that into Enchi? Do you have the gorilla in Enchi?
Yeah, we have gorilla to Enchi hypo. Female is ovulating. She was ovulating today, actually. So
cool. So we're gonna have some more gorilla answers here in the next probably couple months, guys.
Heck yeah.
And that's the same snake.
That is the same snake, different angle.
That thing is awesome.
I think it's
awesome. Ridiculous.
You got is that the single gene gorilla?
Oh, yeah.
That is actually the potential super that we have.
Okay, yeah, that's a super. Yeah.
Okay.
That is the potential super. So that's a male. We're breeding him this year. And we'll see. We had one pairing from the original gorilla to a gorilla female, 6 eggs, 4 gorillas. One of them just looked a little nicer than the other, just like nicer distribution of pattern, wider dorsal, a bit more dark. So I don't know. Either we missed on the odds. We just had exactly like we were talking about, like different variety of quality. I have no idea. But this male, that potential super, is also going to gorilla female, and she's like pushing on 35 millimeter follicles. So she should go this year.
Nice.
Are you doing this super gorilla to a gorilla female then?
Exactly. Trying to prove it out again. If we hit it, if we hit something different, if we hit just gorillas, or we'll see.
Gotcha. All right, that's interesting. All right, what else we got here? And then you got the Blackhead gorilla again.
Yep.
All right, so this is gonna bring up a topic real quick. So with all the new genes popping out, you're saying we got Shadow, we've seen Shadow. What are some of the other ones, Carr and Will? I know you guys have seen some.
What was the other one we were looking at? There was Shadow.
It was dark.
Genetic blackback.
No, Blackback's not new though.
What about Adder? Was it Adder?
No, that's
like
not
that?
new. That's been around.
I've seen some adder recently in person, and the main I understand that because adder is a very black-backed animal, but the difference is as adder is like a barbed wire dorsal, very jagged pattern, which gorilla clearly doesn't have that. So I can say like 100% Adder, gorilla,
Not
not
the
the
same.
same. Similar, but that jagged barbed wire pattern from the adder is just different.
I can't think of the name of the one, but the people from Texas that had it at Tinley last October. I can't remember what it.
That's how I'm looking. It was Shadow. I think it was Shadow, the one that you're thinking of.
Some of the
I'm looking.
actual closest example of something different than what we had in our collection was actually Bob Vu got someone gave, oh my God, I'd have to ask him again. I don't remember exactly the story, but I think someone gave him some animals and they looked very, very similar to our single gene gorillas. And I spoken with him and I shared my pictures and whatnot. And he showed me his pictures that he had for the project. It looked very similar to gorilla. That's probably like some of the closest animals that I've seen. He haven't named it or whatever, but I'll chat with him again and see what he's doing with it. But I think he had some problem like breeding them or just getting them up to size. I think so. We'll see. But that seemed to be something close to it.
Was it Voodoo or something like that?
No, it's not Voodoo.
Voodoo's been around for a while.
He had.
Well, yeah, I know that one's been around for a while.
Yeah,
it's definitely different. Yeah.
Waiting to see gorilla in paint.
Yeah, that would be sick. Yeah, hopefully this year I want to be like picking up a nice male gorilla for working into DPR, and I have so many paint that's for sure going into my paint project.
When will some be available?
We're hoping somewhere in the fall. Basically the logic we have this breeding season is that we want to collect as many clutches all together and have all the gorillas, or most of the gorillas we're going to hatch, see everything we hit and try to price it accordingly to that. And we want to see what we hit before releasing anything this year. So it's not like it's going to be the first clutch and then some are going to be available. We're probably going to have 6 or 7 clutches hatching, raising them a little bit, and then we'll see. So maybe like at Tinley or a little after, I don't know.
How many do you plan on releasing, if any?
How many we plan? Oh, that I don't know. But not a lot. Not a lot. Definitely not to supply the demand. For sure not.
No.
Yeah. Isn't the price going up on them?
Yes, the price will be going up.
So there you go, guys. So you're going to pay a nice little penny for them.
Yeah.
Like I said, also, it's an investor's choice. That's why we're bringing up the, what we're hearing with the HRA stuff, the genetic blackback stuff. So that's out there. You just don't assume that it's something that's not worked with, a lot yet, but it's in the progress. And if it's something that you are into, and then you obviously got to pay that price for it.
Yeah. And for us, we're asked all the time for people that are interested in investing. Oh, what's going to be the price for a single gorilla, for a gorilla head clown, this or that? And my answer is always the same. I don't know yet because I don't know the whole spectrum of the potential. I want to see what I'm working with before being like, oh, this is what it's worth. I want to know 6, 7, 8 more combos and be like, this is extremely reactive, or it's a bit less reactive than I expected, or this is a dead end, or I want to have a better understanding before being like, that's what we're asking. So
this is pretty much what's going on. Is that if you haven't Antoine's doing simple pairings with this to try to prove this out, which is the correct way to do it, and I am too in a way. And then you also have me off on the side, and I don't know what the other 3 are doing with it right now, but I'm going hard on it, guys. I got it, and we're gonna have it in double heads.
Nice.
So
what recessive are you?
I'm gonna shoot for hypo puzzles, the DG hypos. Me and Car are gonna do it. We're doing a split clutch with the hypo clown.
Okay.
So we'll have it in double head hypo clown, hopefully. Eventually maybe take it to a zebra if you already haven't.
Yeah.
But I'm sure you're way ahead on that probably. But I'd like to see
Not this year, maybe next.
Yeah, I'm sure you planned on doing it. So
yeah, 100%.
I want to see what it does in Exantic too.
I think the Exantic is going to be fantastic.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, like the DG Exantic gorilla, like that contrasted animal with the jet black, I think is going to be freaking wild.
It's going to be insane. Are you getting into banana?
Actually, yes. This year we have the gorilla to a banana heteroxanthic clone. So a lot of answers at the same time.
Gotcha. All right, so we're gonna veer off topic for a second. Not really. We're gonna go over another gene real quick. I'm sure we'll get back to the gorilla here in a second because that's kind of the hottest thing right now. The burn gene. Don't get burned. All right. What we got here with the burn gene, man?
So this is a orange ring burn.
Okay, and
That's it.
real quick, why don't you tell us where the burn gene originated from and how it came up?
So the same as apricot and gorilla, they're from imports, African imports that Brian did in the early, probably 2006, 2007. And he held back maybe 100 females for different purposes, just for wholesale and whatnot. And he selectively picked some nice looking animals. When I arrived in his facility in 2017, there was maybe 12 different dinker projects, but we sat down together and we really focused on just a handful. We eliminated some through the years, and now we have just a couple, and Burn is one of them. Right now, Burn is kind of a pain in the ass for us because we see some very nice results on some clutches, and some other clutches were disappointed. We hope for more. We're just expecting different things. It's not as reactive on some things that we thought. So it's kind of we 3 steps ahead and 2 back, 3 ahead, 2 back. So it's
Right.
always a little complicated, but we have something. It's different. But it is a pain in the ass just to produce so many animals. And sometimes you're like, oh, this clutch is going to answer everything. And then you're like, fuck, it doesn't.
So
It's really
polymorphism
on that.
So when you guys said you guys had a select few and you eliminated it, did you do that by breeding and determining that it wasn't nothing, or?
No, some actually, we had some, like the orange jungle that we had for the longest time. I think we still have one ivory that's probably orange jungle in the collection, and we had the busy, and we had different things, and they were something I could if you had a clutch of orange jungle with other things, I could pick the ones that were orange jungle. But to really push a project and a new gene, you need to hold back so many things and breed to so many different things. It's just not realistic to work 9 or 10 different dinker projects at the same time and really push them to their potential. And we just took the conscious decision of you know what, we're just going to let this one slide, and it is what it is. We just can't do it all.
Right. So, okay. I get that. You can only work with so much and stuff like that. So did you wholesale those ones off?
Yeah.
So they're just whatever pops up or someone discovers something pretty much.
Yeah.
So real quick, this is going to bring in my next subject real quick. So do you think that too many new genes are popping up that are the same or similar, where there's not enough proven yet? Where, for example, you've done probably 6-8 years worth of work in the gorilla.
Yep.
Do you think that less work is being done with these new genes, or do you think that the same amount has been done? Or more?
I think that a lot of the new genes, you'll get oftentimes people will buy an animal from a breeder that no one, just a regular animal from they just buy an Enchi, and then they throw a clutch, and there's this different looking baby, and maybe it's a new gene, and they call it their own, and they try to work that project, but they didn't know that the Enchi female they bought was an Enchi chocolate, but just a very bad quality Enchi chocolate.
Right.
And then they try to work this thing, and they try to see what it is and whatnot. And I think there's a lot of that right now in the industry. But at the same time, I also think that some of the really promising genes for the future are some of the very subtle ones. Because if you have something like bamboo or champagne, or even I love Cosmos, but Cosmos is very, very powerful. Those genes, everything you throw at it is going to look like a Cosmos, it's going to look like a champagne, it's going to look like a bamboo.
Yeah.
The pattern is fantastic. You can work different things into it, but it will look very similar to that gene. The very subtle ones, you can layer it on top of things that are actually fantastic already and just make it so much better. by just this little extra spice on top of it.
Yep, and that's why I wanted to like bring up these pictures and stuff. So like as we talk about it, you guys can see what we're talking about.
Exactly,
And
and
that's the best way for people to learn about that gene and
Absolutely.
get educated and stuff, so we can see it.
And
So,
the
So
best
back to the burn gene. So is this a single gene burn?
that is a single gene burn. That's a nice quality single gene, but that
That
is.
is. That's nice.
And again, from what we're reading, we probably have 3 different looking single gene burns.
Okay.
So it's kind of a pain in the ass on that way too. So there's 2 different things that I have on the burn most of the time. The white highlights of the alien heads, extremely like very, very blushed highlights. That's one thing that I see on many, many things. And the super form is accentuated. So though that's one thing. And some other burns we're getting look like similar to mandarin, so very rich orange colors. But
Okay.
it doesn't add up like just like the mandarin, but it has some similarities to it.
Has it been bred to mandarin?
We don't have mandarin yet.
You
So
don't?
We'll get into it, and that's definitely mandarin is going to go to our burn project 100%. Yeah.
Have you like heard any rumors? Is there anything that like people are saying like, oh, it's the same as this or that you've heard? Or
For burn, it's actually difficult because we've made plenty of supers and they don't look like super mandarin. It's not as strong as mandarin, so it's just there's some similarities. But I if someone says it's the same, good for us. But I don't think it is the same. Yeah.
No.
right. All right. So then what we have here, the burn.
This is cinnamon burn.
Cinnamon, yeah. So, yep.
This honestly is a very nice example. This one is fantastic. Yeah.
That is really interesting. That was really cool.
That is
I'm a
interesting.
cinnamon fan,
Yeah.
but that reaction is cool as shit.
Yeah.
I was
So
gonna say,
cinnamon burn.
that's a nice reaction.
Yeah.
It is.
And
That's
then
the other single gene that I'm saying that looks a little like the mandarin.
I can see
Yeah,
that.
I can see
more than the
that.
other
Yeah,
one.
the colors. and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
I can see that more. It's not as orange though.
No, it's not as
No,
orange. It's very
not as
rough.
orange.
orange.
Not even
Yeah.
close.
Yeah.
But it's similar. But it's not. Nah. I
Mm.
mean, it's
Yeah, this
Wow.
is G-Chai burn yellow belly.
Okay.
Yeah, and we made a male and a female that both from different clutches, and they both look exactly like that. That's the male, the first one we hatched.
That was nice.
that is very nice.
That's cool. Just the mixture of color.
Yeah.
Mm.
This is Mojave yellow belly super burn.
Oh wow. Oh.
So that's a super burn.
That
That's
is a
interesting.
super. Yeah, yeah.
So do you get more of those like white? Yeah, how those whites are coming up halfway on the.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
the blushing coming
You
up.
get, it's almost like a sugar type thing.
Yeah, if you look inside of the alien heads, you'll see that like in between the black highlight, you'll have
Mhm.
a lot of white inside of that alien head, and the super is really boosting that white inside, and obviously making all the rusty colors on dorsal and the side even more. But the super forms, like the way we're having like the easiest part of identifying them is really like that super accentuated white inside of the alien heads.
It's awesome.
That is awesome. Yeah, that's a beautiful snake.
Do you have that in recessive yet?
This year I have burn in my collection. I have 2. I have a pairing red stripe yellow belly clown to burn head clown. So female
Oh,
is about
yeah,
20
there we go.
millimeters. So we'll see.
Nice.
That'd be cool.
That'd be pretty cool. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Heck yeah. Do you, I got lost. You guys have any questions for him?
Did you said you were getting into mandarin?
Yeah, hopefully this year we can grab probably like a super mandarin male and breed it to some of the projects we have. Yeah.
Are you planning on putting that into the cantaloupe or?
Yeah. So the idea would be probably like a super mandarin hypo or something like just, already nice, very nice stuff, and breed it both into cantaloupe and burn at the same on different projects here.
I was just thinking the orange and the mandarin with the orange and the
Yeah, it'd be
And the
nice.
flames. Oh yeah.
Have
Yeah,
you crossed
Nice.
cantaloupe and burn yet?
No, we have not crossed any of our dinkers together, just because for our sanity, when we try to
Right.
understand
Right.
what is
Try
what,
to
if we
ideal.
start doing this, it's a bloodbath. But actually, this year, well, I know I sent you some pictures. We'll get into the apricot later. But we're doing super cantaloupe to apricot. So different genes also.
Right, that's gonna be very interesting.
Yeah, I'm curious about that one.
All right, real quick, Car, what are we using now? Go for
We're
cocoa.
using that Go for Cocoa
Using that go for
right
cocoa.
there.
Antoine, using the go for cocoa.
Actually, not at the moment.
All right, Antoine's gonna go. All right. Anyhow, freaking. Hope you guys are having a good day.
Sorry, guys. Yeah.
That was rude as hell right there.
Bye, Antoine. You gotta go.
No, you gotta go. You gotta use Go for
Yeah, you gotta
Cocoa.
use cocoa.
It is what it is. I can't disagree, though. I've seen it in person many times in different facilities, and it's fantastic.
Just recently switched over to the Go for Cocoa right here. There we
Fantastic.
Yes, sir.
go.
I had to mess with you a little bit. That was funny. All right. All right. The apricot gene.
The apricot.
Yeah, the apricot.
Apricot.
Boom.
Oh,
Look, there
Whoa!
you go.
Off in your guys' face. All right.
Those apricot chips?
Yep.
Wow.
What we got here?
this is GHI apricot. Yeah.
Now that just. I feel like
Yeah.
I
Is
was-
that recent or is that snake a little older?
Right. This is a baby from 2023, late 2023. Right
Very
now,
nice.
the whole clutch, I think we've hit like 5 GHI apricots, and they are all about like 250, 300 grams. Right.
Are they holding their color pretty good?
So far, yeah, 100%.
Yes, the
We still
contrast
get-
on that's just
like-
wild. Look at that.
Yeah. And I
You have
love.
that on Morph Market for sale?
Sorry,
You have that on Morph Market for sale?
we do. Yeah, we have one. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
I
oh.
was gonna say because I've seen that snake somewhere before.
Yeah, there you go. And so we've held back 1.2, and one of the males is going to go back to a apricot yellow belly female. So just like super apricot GHI yellow belly is what we're shooting for next year.
Ah, nice.
Just stunning. I don't normally like the dark genes. I'm coming to the dark. I'm coming over to the dark side.
That's it.
About time. Jesus Christ.
That's where you have to be, man.
Yeah. Where you been?
My favorite gene is and always will be the spider. So
Okay. Freaking.
All right, Will's got to go.
All right. Will's gotta go. Yeah,
Will's got to go. Cancel out.
Will's got. All right. Anyhow, back to what we were doing.
Right. Come on.
Will's
man.
on mute. All right. So, what we got here?
Whoa.
Kaboom.
So this is lesser apricot.
So that's just a
Wow.
lesser apricot.
Yep.
Okay.
So what have you noticed with the apricot gene?
So the apricot is definitely a pattern mutation. I've sent you some single genes, and they have on the side what I call like the toad heads. It looks like little like frog heads,
Yeah.
just pipping their head from a pond, and you just see like the top of the head with the 2 eyes. So they have that type of typical pattern. So a little bit of a pattern effect and a pattern disruptor and a color booster at the same time.
Ah, yeah.
You got that into any recessives?
Just this year, we hatched some apricot het DG and het clown.
Oh.
Okay. So you're working on it.
Yep,
Yeah.
working on it. Yeah.
And I'm sure that you've done the same work as you have the other ones. Like you've been bringing it to like simple things. Like have you heard it? Like what it's similar to? Like what we got going
So
on?
far, I think
That's a
as far as
lesson.
being completely different, apricot is the one that I can say for a fact there's nothing like it in the industry. I've never seen anything that has those pattern different, like those very typical pattern. I haven't seen anything like it.
Okay. And
Another
Wow.
GHI.
another GHI apricot is a different. Do you have a single gene version of it on your phone, Antoine?
I do, yeah.
So we can see it because you didn't give me. That way people can see a single gene.
So it's an incomplete dominant, right?
Yeah.
It is an incomplete dominant.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we have some proven supers at the same time.
Oh, you do.
Nice.
Yeah.
that's how you get a super there, Car.
Well, I know that. I was just asking. Thank you, Will.
All right. So this. All right. Ooh, boy. No. Too bright. Too bright. This, my God, this is terrible. But this is
There we go.
single gene. Oh, there you go.
Wow. That's
Oh,
bright.
So that's the single gene. You see like the toad heads, like the little frog heads pipping
Yeah.
out of the swan
Right.
towards the tail a little bit.
Yep.
Mhm.
Both sides.
So that's the single
Yeah, definitely.
gene. And
That's-
the super is basically more enhanced version of it. That's a super. This is a super from 2015.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's a good one right there.
Yeah, that's a real good example.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's nice.
Yeah,
Now
exactly.
you guys know.
Yeah.
Wow.
Man, that was just like boom.
Yeah, that was night and day difference.
I mean,
Yeah,
I saw it
great.
on the single gene too, but like
Yeah. The
that,
super.
Davis.
somewhere in that bend of it, it just kind of like
Yeah.
stood out. That was a perfect picture.
So if you guys have any questions for Antonio too, well, let us know. So you're going more so like these newer genes and stuff. Is he like you're going more like recessive now then this year?
I think that although recessive for the long run or where you're going to make the biggest difference, I think as far as understanding the gene, it's easier to figure it out without the recessive. Like you want to work both at the same time, but I don't want to go too crazy. And we have 4 different projects. I don't want to have 5 recessive in each of the 4 projects and then have 10 different incomplete dominant in each. Like it's going to be just ridiculous.
So you're really trying to isolate it.
We really want to figure it out slowly and the right
Build
way.
it up
We're not in a
slowly.
rush. Exactly. We just want to figure it out and have a better understanding ourselves of what we're working with. Like it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. We just figure things slowly and properly in the right way. So yeah, it's basically just trials and just one step at a time.
Okay.
I mean, you have to. I mean, you can't have, in my opinion, you can't criticize something or someone or whatever without, seeing the actual evidence or talking to them in person, or
Right.
I mean,
or doing the work that's going to sit there and prove it out. Like if you're sitting there and doing the work, say, hey, here's the pictures, it's different. And, I don't know. I mean, nothing against that or anything. I mean, everyone has their own opinion. I respect it, but when the proof is in the pudding.
it's just like building a house, though. You got to start with the foundation.
Yeah, and that's what and that's what makes it good, because that's like with Antoine and stuff, or the Antonio or whatever. He's doing the simple stuff. I'm going to come over here and do the harder stuff with it. And it's going to be a gamble because he's going to be doing that simple stuff. They're going to be following it. And if that simple stuff ends up being the same as this, and then I got all this double head, that's, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if it ends up being different, like, hey, now we're ahead on this project.
Absolutely.
Right.
And now we can see what these double visuals are going to look like with this incomplete gene in it.
Yeah. And
So it's a win-win. And
Yeah.
that's where you guys, it's not a competition, it's working together.
Absolutely.
I was saying with the foundation, though, you got to build up from the bottom. And if you build it up from the bottom and up, and then you get into the recessives, then you have all of this proof that it is totally something of its own and not something else.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And I think that, both if you're doing double recessive like hypoclown or hypo DG, and you're working that route and you end up hitting on something and that's absolutely crazy, and you're like, no, who do you think is going to be the first person to buy?
Right.
Like
you get down the down low, like that's
exactly like
that's the stuff that's in a hit morph market.
Yeah, we're doing some of the work. We're doing some different things with incomplete dominant and trying to. That's what excites me. Like I love recessive, but I love the interaction of incomplete dominant. There's the spice of our industry, so that's really what gets me excited about. But on the other hand, as far as money wise and everything, and the long term, you need those recessive and the double recessive. So if you're working that route, we'll need some of the elements that you were working with, and you'll need some of ours because we'll have the other ones that, if we make a very simple, I don't know, like a blackhead gorilla hypo, well, you'll need that to your other things and incorporate it into your own project. So it's working together as different breeders, but the same project. Yeah,
and that's where like, you don't put all your eggs in one basket. Like where I got other projects that are proven and stuff like that, like where you don't want to put so much money into something, you guys, if you can't afford it, or and it proves out being something totally different by the time that you get it, and you're like, shit. You know, I don't want to see you guys do that and stuff like that, like on the real. Like, that's not what it's about and stuff like that. Is, you know, if you believe in that project, you should buy into that project.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you got your doubts about that project, don't buy into it. Just wait.
Exactly.
You know, I invested in the Zebra project 2 years ago. You know, I invested into the Gorilla project last year. You know, after talking to Antonio and stuff like that. You know, I was pretty confident about it, you know. And now you sit here and you hear this stuff or whatever. It's like, okay, like that's fine. That's cool. Like we're going to sit there. We're going to help this, and we're going to help prove it out this way while he does this or whatever. And that's teamwork, guys.
Exactly.
You know, that's the same thing like with me and Car or whatever. Like I don't got no hypo-con stuff. There are girls. He did.
Yeah.
And that alone puts us 3-4 years ahead of that project. Easy.
Yeah.
Because she's almost breeding. She's almost, you know, she's halfway.
And it's a visual hypo clown.
Yeah.
Chocolate Mojave hypo clown.
That's
Yeah.
that's the one that looks like someone peed on it, right?
Yes. So we're gonna freaking sit there. We're gonna sit there and we're gonna get Gorilla.
That's a snake that's worth more than your entire collection.
Oh, shots fired!
Oh!
I bet it's not.
Oh, shots fired!
Boom!
I bet it's not.
Damn.
I know it is.
All right, guys, real quick, we're gonna.
You forget I have other species.
Oh, he does.
Yeah, I still brought those in.
We're
I
gonna
can
take
tell
a
that 10-foot.
All right, break over.
Good old gorillas.
But yeah, that's why we decided to do that project and stuff too. I mean, if it ends up being the same, you know, as Jeanette Blackback, you know, we felt like we were going to do the Hypocon project together. We felt we had the Jeanette Blackback.
And again, if it is the same, we're bringing genetic blackback to the table. That's
Right.
what I'm thinking.
Exactly. That's what we were talking about. Like, we're bringing it back.
Hey, if
We're
not, we're
working
bringing
with it.
Jeanette Blackback back, baby.
Yeah.
That's it.
You know,
it's
we're
a
going to make
win-win
it
either way.
relevant, gene relevant
Yeah,
again.
the
You know, like,
GBBB, genetic,
Yeah, if you
genetic
get
blackback
some-
back, baby. Yeah.
if you get something insane that's like a gorilla genetic blackback, it's like the most insane thing ever. Like, boom,
Right.
genetic blackback's back. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Like,
it's
we were talking about
because no
that.
one's really worked with it.
Yeah. So that's what makes it exciting.
Yeah. Yeah, it would be awesome.
All right. Now we got the Hazelnut Project.
Yep.
Okay. I haven't heard much about the hazelnut. At least I haven't.
Do you want to tell us a little bit about the Hazelnut Project?
Yeah. So this one is one of my own. That's a DPR project. That's not.
Oh, okay.
That's not an MBK. And that's why I already have a visual clown. So this is a single gene hazelnut. At first, when I started working with it, I thought it was very, very similar to mahogany. To me, that looks like a mahogany. If you just ask me what it is, it looks like one. But I proven some super, and they do not look just fully black. It is more banded pattern with like a kind of a hook behind the head. But it's a dark gene, and I've made so little with it that I have not much to say. I know it's something. I know it is different. But this year I should have some different answers. I have 3 pairings for visual clown combos and some with het clowns for like red stripe, yellow belly. And in the visual clown, I have a female due to lay soon. Hazelnut het clown. Actually, this female on the screen, she's due to lay soon. And she was paired to a orange dream mahogany clown. So that's one.
Do you have a picture? Did you send me a picture of the super?
Potentially, yeah.
Is that it?
No, that is no, that's not. No, that's
that's different.
pastel. That's pastel hazelnut. That is the super.
That's a super.
Oh, okay.
More banded. Yeah.
Okay.
And you see that big like hook like behind the head, like that weird pattern. Where the
Yeah.
pattern connects behind the head. Yeah. So with pastel, it really does that. It makes the weird banded pattern, and it has kind of a sort of like a soft orange tone, bit muted on the rest of the animals. So it's a weird project. I have no idea where this is going to go. I really, really don't know. I've made so little with it, but 2024, I should have like 4 clutches in the project. So I think I'll have more to show next season. Well,
Right.
This.
So again, you got the single gene version of it.
Yep.
It's pretty interesting. So I mean, okay, then you got the super form. Like I think the super form's where it's at.
Yeah.
Yeah, super form's definitely nicer.
And I sent you the clown one.
So what was the pairing? What was the pairing on the super form?
Pastel hazelnut het clown to pastel super hazelnut het clown.
And that is that where you got the clown from?
Yeah, this is the clown. Yeah.
So that's just the hazelnut clown.
Correct.
Nice.
And you guys can see how it's very subtle, but it also messes up the pattern a little bit.
It messes up the pattern. You have a very like to me the pattern is it's there. It's subtle. It's not like the craziest one, but the head is different. The head is blank, which you typically you don't have that. So
and it's got that band almost completely across the back of the head.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So I'm really curious about this one. I think that like with Orange Dream and Mahogany, it's going to be interesting. With Red Stripe and Yellow Belly, I have that in the visual clown as well. That's going to be interesting. And the other one is with Cypress and Spock Nose. So
okay, so you can get in that too, and we can see what it's going to do.
Yeah.
Okay. Heck yeah.
And that's the super, right?
Yeah, well, that is like a potential super, but the like most of the supers that I've made were very, very banded. This is a potential super, but still unproven.
I mean, I think that'd be a super too, man.
It could be. It could very well be.
I can see what you're saying, like with the more banded and stuff, like with the single gene. Because like the single gene's already kind of almost banded.
Right.
So you would think that the super form of it, where is it at?
Yeah.
Would be more banded too.
Yeah.
So I can see where you're coming from with that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That is interesting.
But again, like I've hatched maybe 15 animals in the project, so it's so little. I have no idea. It's reactive. It's something, but where is it going to go? Where is it going to take us? Like all the burn, the apricot and the gorilla, but not the gorilla, but the burn, the apricot, and the cantaloupe. We've hatched maybe over 100.
Right.
So we have a good understanding of first the gene, what to look for the regular, for the supers, for this and that combos, very simple stuff. This one, no idea.
For sure.
Yeah.
Let me know, people that are still watching, what's your favorite gene? The gorilla, cantaloupe, burn, and apricot.
Yeah, gorilla.
What is your favorite gene, guys? Throw it down in the chat. For sure.
Apricot's really nice though too.
I would like that because you made a scrambler cantaloupe, didn't you?
Yep.
I see you had that itinerary and stuff. That thing was insane.
Yeah. Now this thing is going in the Cosmos project at Ralph's collection.
Oh, really?
No.
Yeah. Ralph picked it up. Yeah.
Gotcha. Were you seeing? I see some potential with the hazelnut. It is very subtle. What you can get like trying to get that in the DG hypo or anything? Because like that's your own personal.
Yeah. I'm definitely like I want to see it in clown first. I think that I like the clown that I've made. I think it looks different, and it's a male, so it can speed up the process really quickly. So I'll see first with clown, and then I'll depending on what I hit and whatnot, I'll dabble into different perspective for sure. But hypo and DG are stuff that I work, so 100%.
Gotcha.
No, I have noticed that one isn't on Morph Market yet. Like, is it going to be registered for Morph Market?
This one, I even have it on my price list, like personal price list, and there's no price on it. I have basically right now I have a pastel hazelnut clown a super pastel hazelnut clown, a male pastel super hazelnut head clown. I have a couple animals that I'm not holding back, but I'm not selling anything because I don't have the answers. I just want to see what I hit and what I make. So maybe.
So pretty much what he's saying, guys, is it's so like new and like so much hasn't been like done with it. He doesn't necessarily want to sell it to try to rip someone off.
Yeah. Or just, sell something and like
that's not sell something as such, that's not it.
Exactly.
So I mean that's just one of the ones like, hey, like, maybe I might be interested in it, whatever, let's work on it together, whatever, to see what it is type thing. You know what I mean? Like that's where where you got those powerful collections and stuff. And that's how, people don't realize that's how you get ahead in this and stuff. Like, you do those split clutches with your buddy.
Yeah. Exactly. That's what we were talking about. It's like we could sit there and each of us do our own projects, or we could put our collections together and we both grow,
Yep.
That's what you got to do.
100%. You guys, do you have any questions or anything? No, Will's on his phone.
Will's over there answering text messages.
Yeah, Will's over there.
I'm actually.
Will's gone.
Yeah, I will.
So, you have any questions, Cart? Since we're gonna be working, we're gonna be working. He's gonna be in the gorilla too here.
I am going to be in the gorilla here soon. I am all in the gorilla.
We'll show you guys.
I definitely want to get into though.
We'll show her off real quick.
Yeah, let's see it. Let's see my peed on snake.
So this is car snake that I have that we're gonna be doing this pairing.
So that's chocolate Mojave.
That's the chocolate
Mojave hypo clown.
Oh, nice. Yep. Super cool.
Pretty dope. So that is the one that Carr sent to me on our breeding loan. We have that written out and stuff. I wouldn't recommend doing that with someone that you obviously haven't met or don't trust. Me and Carr, it's not a problem at all. So
I know where you live.
Yeah, I know where you live. I know where you live. You've been here, so you watched that video, Antoine, him freaking taking over my freaking collection. He pushes me out of the way and stuff. Like,
oh, that's it. I like it.
That was a good video.
That was a good video. That was a good video.
But you got an awesome collection. I did enjoy coming over there and checking out some awesome.
It was fun. It was fun. So
we had a great time.
That's what it's all about. Yeah,
like I said, that's why I wanted to bring you on. Because you're going to be sitting there on the grow project here soon enough, hopefully. So it's going to be interesting. We're going to see what the grow with chocolate and Mojave does too.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Add some extra dark genes into it.
Yeah, we're going to have extra dark genes. Obviously, I wouldn't assume that probably anything that would be grow a double het is going to be for sale. I think me and Carr are going to end up keeping it.
Yeah.
For sure.
And I'm going to add some Wookiee into it.
Yeah. So
add different stuff into it.
But we'll show it off, show you what we got, what we did get, hopefully. We'll keep you guys updated on that. So sometimes you just can't do everything on YouTube videos. You just got to watch the podcast, guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's an exclusive one right there.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So what do you think it's going to end up being, Antonio? What do you think chocolate and Mojave are going to do to gorilla?
I'm really curious about Mojave because Mojave is really, really reactive with dark genes.
Yes,
right.
So Mojave is definitely interesting. We have a clutch incubator right now for that.
Nice.
So Cypress Mojave hypo to gorilla. So that should be pretty interesting. But I think Mojave is no brainer. Hypo is no brainer. Clown, who knows? And chocolate, I think if the quality, I've seen the animal, it looks like a good quality, but I think that if the quality of chocolate is good, I think it should react very, very well.
Right.
Yeah, Brian. Thanks for tuning in, my man.
Yeah, have a good one, Brian.
Yeah, it's gonna be and I was talking to Carr too with it and stuff. Like if you hit a gorilla chocolate Mojave, it might be so freaking dark, you're gonna be like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
And then I got the Wookiee black pastel clown. I'm like, I might add it into that too,
Yeah, you're not
a super dark snake.
You're not gonna have no idea like what it is.
It's just
gonna breed it. You have to know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then not only that or whatever, like if it's a girl, like I got, the black pastel hypo, clown boy, plus whatever else I produce off of the double head girls or whatever. like we can add all kinds of stuff to it. It's gonna be interesting,
Yep.
guys.
It is going to be
I
interesting.
think the future is bright.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to end up, or dark. Yeah, that's the future is dark.
I don't know.
I think it's going to end up. I think it's going to end up coming down to, Antonio and me, the higher. I don't think anyone else at the four is doing that such powerful pairings like that.
No,
and they're not. I'm taking a big risk on it because, like I said, it could sit there and it could end up being Jeanette Blackback. It could be HRA. I mean, no, it's not HRA. It could be Jeanette Blackback. We don't know.
Yeah,
I don't think it is.
I don't. I honestly don't think it is either.
If it is genetic blackback, I think it's, we've seen resurgence of genes like lace or whatnot in the last couple of years, and we just rediscover how much potential there is. So if it is rebranded or whatever, if that's the case, I'm not saying it is. I'm just
right. We don't know yet. We're gonna find out.
But that's the case. We just now have that back on the table, and people are interested, and it's just like. We haven't seen anything with genetic blackback or gorilla, so both ways interesting.
We're gonna find out.
Yeah.
So the original gorilla came from an African import, right?
Yeah. Correct.
Okay, because I know that there was talking to people and stuff like that. I know that a lot of people wholesaled back in the day the genetic blackbacks, and they were wondering if that might be popping up in people's collection now, where it's so underused. They think it's something new and it's not. You know what I mean?
Yeah, those definitely came from Africa. So
so that's why I asked that question. Yeah. So like, if it came from another breeder's collection or something like that, then you might have that potential.
Yeah,
but if it came from Africa, like we'll find out, you guys.
Because we were reading about that with the genetic blackback, that people were selling them as normals, and now they're kind of rediscovering it in their collections, because they were just wholesaling them off as normals.
Yeah. And it happens sometimes that, you import some animals and just to show like that some projects we imported from some of the dinkers, we had one of them we called the Murdo. And we had Murdo to Murdo, and we paired Murdo to Murdo, and we made Ultramel. It's like, what the fuck?
Right.
they looked like rusty colored, a little bit like the burn you saw before. And we had some Ultramel. It's like, holy shit. We imported from different looking snakes, a line of Ultramel, then we paired it to an Ultramel, and it made visual Ultramel. So, it's a new line. When you look at the Murdo and the Ultramel, there's a slight difference. The Murdo doesn't have the purple. It looks more like a fire Ultramel. But it's just different lines. We just call it Ultramel Myrtle line. It's not a new gene. We're not trying to scam people or whatnot. It's just it's the same freaking thing. So different lines.
Right. And that's
like Coral Glow and Banana, there's different lines.
And that's another reason I wanted to bring this podcast up, because you're working with all these new genes. People are getting these genes and stuff. There's questions and stuff like that. So we can answer those questions, as well as I'll sit in there be selling some too, at some point. And, we don't want people to get ripped off. Like, here's the information that's out there.
Yep.
This isn't
what we know about it. Here you go.
Yeah.
And it's all about
as much as we do with it. Like, I mean, 100% truthful,
being transparent. Yep.
Here's what it is. Here's what we're doing with it. Like, we're not trying to hide nothing. We're not trying to scam no one. Like, if you believe in it.
Yeah, and I think the approach could have been, if it came from a perspective of just making money, the approach could have been completely different, because we've had so much demand that we could have approached this completely differently and have crazy wait list, skyrocket prices, and just completely nuts. And that's not a perspective. Like, we're here for the long run, and I care about anyone investing and anyone in this industry. So it's not about, we're gonna make money this year and then fuck you all. It's not the mentality.
Right.
Exactly. It just doesn't make sense. It's not like 2001 anymore.
Nope. And that's why, like, if it was someone, maybe newer, I probably wouldn't have invested in it. But after talking to you and stuff like that, I was confident in it. Like,
Yeah.
Well, now we got genetic testing and stuff like that. And, we got different ways.
It's not like it was with the desert gene back in the day that I heard.
Oh, yeah.
Those people were already knew about that and were kind of scamming people and stuff like that.
As far as I'm concerned, the gorilla, the females, they breed like freaking machines. The 3 females gave a clutch each last year, and all 3 females are still going this year. So far, they're good breeders.
How big's your male? one of your males?
The original male is probably 1,200 grams, and the possible super is maybe 1,100 grams.
Word.
Oh, okay.
So we'll find out. So,
yeah.
Heck yeah. All right, guys. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed Antoine. Thank you, Antonio.
Thank you, Antoine, for taking the time out of your day to come on the podcast.
I appreciate it. Welcome. So thank you.
I feel like I learned some stuff today.
I hope everyone learned some things. That's what we're about. Right. So definitely. If you guys want to invest in some jeans, in some newer jeans, hit up DPR or MBR.
Right.
So until then, guys, we're out. See you.
Cheers.